Well, hey, good afternoon, good morning. What is it? You got Scott and I here, so you get a little bit of both, right? We hope your Friday is off to a great start. Thanks for watching us here on THV 11 News at noon. I'm Amanda Jaeger. Michael Aaron is off today, so you get a little spice today. You get me and Scott.
Morning extended is what we're going to call this.
That's right, because you're in for Nathan too. So
that's right.
Yeah, mornings extended. Now it was another weird weather day this morning. It's just like so much of a roller coaster. Is that going to continue throughout the weekend?
Yes. In fact, we're going to see unseasonably warm temperatures today, followed by some really cool air by this weekend. Now, many of us had some showers, some thunderstorms earlier, but as you can see, most of that activity has lifted off towards the north. Can't rule out a couple more sprinkles this afternoon, but we are all seeing some fog, at least central Arkansas is. Visibility in Little Rock, just around 1/10 of a mile. It is a dreary day outside. Here's a warm front. You can pick it out easily. In Little Rock, the temperature is 53, but in Pine Bluff, we are 20 degrees warmer. That's where the warm front is. It's lifting towards the north, and it is going to give us a chance of some spotty showers today. I think will be mostly cloudy. It's going to be muggy, and then tonight, while many of us are sleeping, there'll be a cold front move through. That cold front is going to bring showers. It's going to bring thunderstorms, and by this weekend, much cooler temperatures. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Scott. And we are teaming up with the American Red Cross and our sister stations in this region, raising money to help those impacted by the severe weather last weekend. Now, it's easy to donate. All you have to do is text the word tornado to 90999. You'll get a text message back asking you to confirm a donation of $10. Remember, the cleanup and recovery efforts will be ongoing, so your help is truly appreciated. Conway police confirmed they're investigating a threat made against Conway High School. So far, no arrests have been made, but police say they'll have an increased presence on campus today. This is the second threat involving a Conway school just this week. It's also the latest in a noticeable rise in threats against local schools. Just this month, at least 5 incidents were reported, including Monticello on Wednesday, Beebe last week, and Dumas and Whitehall schools earlier this month. And across the country, schools are beefing up security today because of a viral challenge on TikTok. The company issued a statement saying it's working with law enforcement, but hasn't found evidence of threats starting or spreading on its platform. We'll keep you updated on this developing story today. 2 people are dead after a shootout involving an Arkansas state trooper. It happened Thursday on Interstate 55 in Memphis. As for the state trooper who fired on them, he is now out of the hospital. There were 2 men in the car, and as a Tennessee official explains, at least one of them shot Trooper Morris. So here's what we know right now.
At least one of the individuals in the vehicle began firing at officers. One Arkansas state trooper was struck by a bullet as he returned fire, hitting both individuals in the vehicle.
So here's what we know right now. Trooper Spencer Morris of Forest City was in pursuit of a person wanted out of South Carolina. The chase began in West Memphis and continued over the river into Tennessee. There were 2 men in the car, and authorities in Tennessee say at least one of them shot Trooper Morris. And both of those men were pronounced dead at the scene. Their names have not yet been released. Trooper Morris was treated at a Memphis hospital and released. He's now on paid leave while the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation reviews his use of deadly force. Well, turning to COVID-19 in Arkansas, cases continue to fall for now, but it may be more important to remember that there are no reported Omicron cases yet here. But there's still a concern for hospitalizations rising and intensive care units bracing for increased pressure. Now you can see here non-COVID patients in the purple are outnumbering COVID patients in the red. As for available beds, that's a small green area on the right of this chart. Here's a look at our daily cases and positivity rates. We continue to see a decline in the number of people testing positive each day. That's the red line, something we hope to see continue as we get closer to Christmas. The new Omicron COVID strain has now been found in at least 38 states, as I mentioned, not here in Arkansas yet. The CDC is pushing again for people to get vaccinated, but it is no longer recommending that one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine because of its link to rare blood clots. CBS News correspondent Meg Oliver reports on the concern that stretches to the White House.
For unvaccinated, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death.
Though reported Omicron cases have so far been mild, experts warn every precaution should be taken to prevent infection.
If you have a lot of hospital workers, nurses and doctors and ICU staff calling in sick at home because they have symptomatic COVID, that's going to really tax an already strained health system.
Across the country, many hospitals are already at a breaking point due to winter surges from the Delta variant. In Wisconsin, just over 4% of ICU beds are available. And in Nebraska, frontline workers are overwhelmed.
I would just hope that no one else has to experience the things that we've been experiencing.
Meanwhile, signs that Omicron is quickly spreading from coast to coast. New York City is now reporting 8,300 new cases a day, leading to long lines at testing centers and pushing some companies like Citibank to tell employees to work from home.
The Omicron variant is here in New York City in full force.
In Orlando, Florida, Omicron was found in nearly 100% of the wastewater samples taken this week, just 1 week after it was not detected at all. Dr. Anthony Fauci says there is good news. At this point, there is no need for a variant-specific booster.
Our booster vaccine regimens work against Omicron.
This, as new data tracking the safety of the vaccines showed that 9 deaths due to rare blood clotting have now been linked to the Johnson & Johnson shot, and not just in younger women as originally thought. That information led the CDC to recommend the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines over J&J on Thursday.
In response to the CDC's decision, reps for Johnson & Johnson say the company remains confident in the safety and durability of its vaccine, and it will collaborate with the CDC and global health officials to educate the public on the risks associated with it. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
The White House COVID task force held a briefing this morning. Many people put their student loans on the back burner during the pandemic, focusing on other more pressing bills, but payments are set to start back up in February, and there are a few things that you probably want to keep in mind. As far as getting ready for that, we asked Jonathan Coleman, the Director of Financial Aid for UA Little Rock, and he says it's a good idea to start getting ready now, yes, even now in December, so this does not catch you off guard. Coleman says working with your student loan provider and budgeting correctly can make sure that first paycheck doesn't wreck you for the month.
If you start preparing now, you'll be obviously better prepared for February 1st. You'll maybe have some money set back, or maybe you'll already have that income-based repayment plan set up. So that first payment plan is not gonna destroy your monthly budget.
Coleman also says don't put this off. If you don't pay your loans back, your wages could be garnished, and it could even affect your credit score. President Biden's nearly $2 trillion social spending and climate plan remains in limbo as Congress barrels towards holiday recess. It now looks like the legislation could be stalled until after the new year, with reports of talks breaking down between the White House and a key Senate vote. Natalie Brand has the latest on the negotiations from Capitol Hill.
President Biden returned to the state that helped propel him to the White House, delivering the commencement address at Congressman Jim Clyburn's alma mater, South Carolina State University.
I'm here to congratulate you, but also to let you know that your country, and this is not hyperbole, is counting on you. They're counting on you.
The president and Senate Democrats are reiterating emphasis on voting rights legislation, while other legislative priorities remain stalled ahead of Christmas.
We must pass the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. We must. And we're going to keep up the fight until we get it done.
But to pass voting rights in the 50-50 Senate, lawmakers would likely have to make a significant rule change to move forward with just a simple majority.
Changing the structure of the Senate in order to try to achieve a partisan advantage is a mistake for the Senate and a mistake for the country.
Some moderate Democrats have also expressed reluctance to change the Senate's filibuster rules.
Just because Republicans will not join us does not mean Democrats will stop fighting on this issue.
As for the plan to pass the Democratic social spending and climate bill before leaving for the holidays, the White House acknowledges that likely won't happen until next year. In a statement, the president said he and his team are continuing to have discussions with West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, a key Democratic vote, but a source familiar tells CBS News those talks have been going poorly with the two Democrats far apart. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.